in that case, in your opinion, what is your conclusion about enterprise architect team? Is from the business area or is from the IT?
Firstly, yes, it is. Enterprise architect is not a product. Enterprise architecture is basically a pool of resources, a group which may use certain products which may help them taking the right decisions. So there are certain products which are used by this team.
In that case, if that group belongs to the completely from the business side or is from the IT?
So this particular group belongs from the IT side, who has good business knowledge, but definitely these set of people are people from IT background and who are actually having good strong knowledge not only in one particular domain, but they have kind of much wider experience having worked in application, network, infrastructure, so that when anything comes into picture they are able to give much better. And also from business side they have good knowledge. So they have both business knowledge and as well as technical knowledge.
One will finish with the brother.
During your arguments, one of the points you mentioned was when you are going in for technical architecture or enterprise architecture, you need to look at the financial governance. Did you mean that you need to understand whether you have enough money, or what did you mean when you said when you discuss the enterprise architecture, you need to look at the financial governance?
I meant to say at that point of time that when you are going to launch a product or develop a product, you look at all the aspects of it. Number one, obviously technical aspects. How would be that it would be technically good for serving the different customers. Then there would be what would be the level of financial impact it would be having on the organization in order to make sure that the product is developed. Obviously, there would be some budget allocated. A project code would be there, cost center code would be there. You need to check how much would be the cost which you would be requiring to implement that product and what would be the returns out of it. So in that case, you need to have a very good understanding with the techno-financial consultants, which are actually solution architects or enterprise architects, to ensure that the product which you are going to float into the market is actually catering the needs, financial needs of the people. It is cost effective and is giving good returns. So that was my whole objective when I said that financial governance or senior financial peoples or business bodies should be included into the discussion. Because even if they are not a part of the solution or the technical architects team, even if they are not, but still a discussion with them is required to ensure that we are taking care of that aspect as well, which is one of the important for all the organization.
Oh, I got your point. The point I was trying to make is the financial aspects of the product will be considered in the product charter or the project charter when you make it. My understanding on enterprise architecture was when you look at a product to be developed, you would primarily look at the technical parameters which you have shown in your TOGAF framework. Only those are the factors you would consider whether your product is scalable, it has the right business architecture. If you look at the slide, it does not talk about any of the financial aspects of it. So I thought it would be outside the purview of enterprise architecture.
See, as I said, that TOGAF is one of the methodology. We have different others like Gartner. We have got Federation Enterprise Architecture. If we look at this particular aspect, business architecture, right? So obviously, it doesn't directly talks or boldly discusses about the financial gains or financial aspect or any other bullets which it shows. But from the business architecture, if we look into complete details, we will get to know that yes, in the business architecture, we have a major or key role of the financial aspect to be taken care of. And we cannot have a business architecture until unless we have a good financial input into it. So that was my reason why I included that term in my discussion.
Any more questions from judges?
Listen to both of you. Does enterprise depends on product complexity and the resource available? A, when the product is developed first time. B, when the enhancement in the product development takes place. You understood? Should I repeat my questions?
I understood.
Does enterprise architecture depends on the product complexity and the resource available in the organizations when the product is developed first time? B, when the product enhancement is taking place.
When the product is developed, my take is when a product is developed first time, definitely it should be considered.
So according to you, enterprise architecture is required when the product is developed first time.
Yes.
When it is enhanced, we may not require.
No, I was about to come to that. It depends upon the level of enhancement you are going to do. Sometimes it is, the level of enhancement which we are going to do in our product is such, like, for example, when we had Apple iPod Touch into the market.
Give me answer, yes or no. Second time you require architecture or don't require.
Depends. If you want just an answer, yes or no, I would say no.
But it's about BJ.
So again, enterprise architecture certainly is required when new product development is happening, no doubt about it. In answering to the second question, as you said, the first point, product complexity. Again, complexity-wise, enterprise architecture doesn't really have much say here. But what is important is that the impact of this product. Is it going to impact enterprise? If yes, even for enhancement, enterprise architecture is required. But if this is not an enterprise-wide product, then not required. And this is where configuration management system of ITSM will help. Like if we can classify this is an enterprise-wide product, even a small change, even if an IP name change, still let it go through the review of enterprise architecture.
Sir, you said you have to answer in yes or no.
That's the thing. That's why I'll give an answer. Complexity as well as the resource available.
Okay.
The resource is your one challenge is where indirectly covered in that.
But I have one addition to it. My thought is when he says no, that when we know product complexity is there, then even in enhancement we should include enterprise architecture because product is complex. Again, the next question is what level of complexity. So this is on. So overall, what we all realize over here is if the product is very complex and it is having huge gains into the market as expected, obviously we should have a close discussion with the solution architects.
So one time what happens in our product, because I come from that background, complexity is not only enterprise-wide complexity, like as you mentioned, that implementing the touch concept on the phone.
Correct.
That was complex. But does it have enterprise impact? No, nothing. But developing the touch was a very complex
Features, yeah. So there are many, yes, you rightly said, there are many things.
You don't need enterprise architect, but this is a complex requirement.
Depends, whatever scenario, but again I would say we need enterprise architecture, so I'll not discuss upon that.
Any more questions from judges? Questions from audience? Okay.
So in the discussion you raised the point that especially for the product enhancement, when we're doing some kind of impact analysis or any change of the goal. Now we say that if the impact is less, why should I go for different models to be moved forward? Now because I am from product based company and in that space I see that when you are designing, you are very confident that whatever impact of this particular change is totally through what is almost 80-90%. Because just from your experience, you are expert in that particular area, but you are not expert of the entire thing. And then what happens is, you are confident, you are making a plan, and then everything starts working. So, it's not just concluding that this is small. There has to be what is where what I indicated to you on the entire flow. And that's how they can understand the impact and they can align that is what plan to be.
Absolutely right, sir. And
I'll give you an example. Like typical example of what we have been facing in our PMC. One person goes and takes the roads. They do not understand what kind of chemical electricity is passing over.
correct.
So if what the entire view where the chemical okay, do this, but that this.
Correct.
So that will give us a better life rather than one person going and something only and creating another problem.
Right. And so you are absolutely right. And I mean, since you have complete experience of product development, so no point of arguing with you. But yes, in my conclusion also, I said the same thing, and in answer to his question, respected Javed sir's question also, I answered the same thing, and Vijay also said that depends upon the complexity. Even if a small component can, be of a larger impact, if that or small module can be of larger impact if that is not developed according to the exact requirements. So it depends on the scenario that we should include enterprise architecture or not. And that is why, if we integrate it with the IT service management, in the change management process, we have got two levels of approval. One is business approval, one is technical approval. And then we have got risk management. A questionnaire is there for that, to ensure that the risks are analyzed. So yes, those things are definitely, and who are the technical approvers? Obviously solution architects. Because they know that if this change is going to be actually impacting in a better way or not.
Okay, that's for that one very big question. And we have some kind of data where it says that if we go for the EA, it's kind of how much cost effective it is. We have some kind of data.
I mean,
if you go for enterprise EA, this kind of cost that you have.
See, I had some data which I shared with everyone that in United States and EMEA region of this world, we have.
No, he is specifically asking what is the cost of implementation.
Cost of implementation you are talking about?
Not really. So suppose if in the organization where multiple departments are there, you're thinking of
establishing cost of establishing EA.
Well, it depends again. I would say again the word depends because how the complex an environment is. I tell you, one of my clients for whom I was developing a change management process. Just an example. He is a UAE based client, and he's one of the major service providers, telecom service providers. They have 80 verticals in their particular or IT department. 80 verticals. And they were supposed to use the same infra management change management process. And it was hell. Normally, we used 2 or 3 consultants to implement the change management process. At that point of time, we were 15 consultants involved, along with 12 technical architects involved to design that change management process because they had 80 different verticals. Now, the cost which we would be incurring or billing which we would have been doing when we were just 2 or 3 consultants involved, and where in this case we have 25 consultants involved. So obviously the cost of establishing just the change management process is too much. So it depends on the complexity of the environment and the enterprise altogether before I can actually comment on that. Good. Ashish, he's raising his hand for so much time and nobody is paying attention. Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, thank you.